Welcome back to DXB Today. We are talking food, one of my favorite subjects. Our guest co-host Maddie Spicer spiced up the conversation a bit, and now it's time for our next conversation and our wonderful guest for tonight. He is a barbecue-styled cooking extraordinaire. He brings amazing flavors to wherever he goes. His name is Chef Fred Casagrande. Good to meet you, Chef.
Likewise.
Absolute pleasure. You are known as a pitmaster. You are known as a mixologist of spices. How do you get one title? How does one become a pitmaster?
So, I mean, pitmaster is kind of an honorific title in the world of live fire cooking. It's just basically, after a couple of years, you really master the pit. The pit is, you know, the hole where you cook meat on fire and amber.
And Fred, being a pit master, what does it mean to be in an event like Taste of Dubai, where you are on the fire pit teaching your ways to the Dubai community?
You know, live fire cooking is a lot more unforgiving than traditional cooking. So it's a great avenue for me to share the knowledge with people who have that interest. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and it's always 3 days full of fire, smoke, flavors, where people are just sharing. They're coming, they're cooking along with us, and we also have a lot more complex demonstrations where we demonstrate techniques, equipment, and it gets better and better every year.
And it's so precise because I think temperature and timing are a big part of it. If you had to describe your style of food you're cooking in 3 words, what would they be?
Meat, heat, spices.
Love it. That's all you need.
So what's some of the common mistakes that people do when it comes to barbecuing or pit? Because there's different types of barbecue as well. You've got Texas barbecue, you've got Louisiana barbecue. There's so many different ones, right?
Yeah, so in North America, what people call barbecue is actually low and slow, so it's more of the smoking. The rest of the world has more of a grilling, which is hot and fast. The most common mistake people are doing is not giving time to the heat. Live fire cooking is all about patience, right?
Absolutely. No, I want to know more. Like, what do you mean? Do you think you should let it get hotter or leave it hotter for longer, leave the meat inside for longer?
Well, you need to understand heat. You need to understand the protein that you're actually cooking, because every type of protein behaves differently. And you know, if you take a brisket, for example, doing it hot and fast is extremely difficult because you need to reach a certain temperature where the collagen renders and hard meat becomes soft. Otherwise, it's just unedible.
Interesting. Chef Fred, I'd love to get your advice, and for any other kind of home cooks watching. So when I have people coming over, or my loved ones, the first thing I do is put some lamb chops on the grill. Yep. But how can I up my grilling game? Do you have any advice?
Well, the easiest way to up your game in terms of backyard grilling is to add spices, right? So, I mean, we do a couple of great mixes. The Southern Kiss, as an example, is amazing on lamb chops. I created this one because my wife didn't like lamb chops, and I really wanted her to, you know, savor that amazing cut. Now she loves lamb chops. I'm just saying that.
Wow.
Yeah. But again, so for lamb chops, you also need to understand how the cut behaves, right? So lamb meat requires a certain amount of heat, but not too much, otherwise it dries out. So it quickly becomes burnt.
Yeah. Back in Jamaica, we have a thing called jerk chicken. Yep. So it's done exactly the same way in the heat and comes from the inside, the steam. When it comes to the flavors of curation of your wonderful spices, they look amazing, by the way. I can't wait to try them. How do you put them together? How long does it take?
It depends, honestly. Some mixes are very fast and easy to come, like Inspiration. They just work the first time. When I created the original that launched Smoking Beers as a brand, it was a couple of days. So I tried salt, pepper, paprika, added a bit of this, removed a bit of that, and it was done. There are other mixes that I have in the lab for more than a year. They just don't work. So I'm going back to the drawing board all the time, because you need a flavor profile that enhances the meat but doesn't overpower the meat. Right? I'm a fervent advocate of the taste of meat. You have a nice cut of beef, you want to taste the beef. You have a nice cut of lamb, you want to taste the lamb, right?
So now, Fred, I think you've gotten us all a little bit hungry. Would you be able to give us a sneak peek as to what you're going to be cooking this weekend
Oh,
on the
it's
fire pit at Taste?
I don't know. It sounds a bit like a spoiler alert. Are we allowed to do that on TV?
You're allowed,
Yeah, we're allowed.
if you're okay with it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, there are a couple of recipes. So I deviated from my tradition. So every time we do Taste of Dubai, one of my cook-alongs is a burger. This year we're not doing a burger, but we're doing a steak sandwich.
Wow.
We are lucky that Suma has provided us with Wagyu meat, and I'm going to teach how to make an amazing Wagyu steak sandwich
Wow.
with a cowboy sauce. So
Wow,
Oh
that
my
sounds
God.
amazing.
And
Now-
can't
then
miss
they
that.
get to take it home, right?
well,
They get to eat it
get to
after.
eat
Usually people don't take it home. It's gone by the time we finish the cook-along. It's a cook-along and an eat-along.
Perfect.
Chef Frederic, I hope you don't mind me saying, when I saw you and your amazing outfit, I did not expect a French accent.
I
to
get
come out
that
of
a
you.
lot.
How did you fall in love with this type of food and being a pitmaster?
It started when I actually arrived in Dubai 18 years ago, because I come from a cold and rainy part of France, so live fire cooking was not really part of the culture. But when I arrived in Dubai, I had a backyard and I had 365 days of sun, and I'm like, I'm going to start barbecuing. So I started barbecuing, and I was not good at it. That's to say the least. You know? Have you ever burnt chicken
Yes.
that is still rare inside?
I don't think I've done that.
Yeah, it requires some talent. But then eventually through practice, you become better to the point where people start loving the way you cook and start learning from you, and they start asking you to do more, and started competitive cooking as well. And I became the UAE barbecue champion and represented the UAE in the World Barbecue Championship in Dallas. Let me
That's
tell you, those
inspiring.
guys take this very seriously.
Yeah, indeed.
Self-made.
I
love
know.
that.
So what would you say is one barbecue myth that you would like to people to stop believing?
Well, so let's go to the North American traditions, right? Smoking briskets. One of the barbecue myths that is all around brisket, figuratively and physically, the smoke ring. People chase the smoke ring, don't. There is no correlation between the smoke ring and flavor. It's just smoke that stopped the protein from browning. That's it. So it's an evidence that there has been smoke on the brisket. Doesn't mean it will taste good.
Because there's clear smoke as well. You've got blue smoke, haven't you?
Yeah,
So a lot of people, yeah. Because I know a little bit.
he does.
can
He does.